Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragon Ball Daima, and we're on the final episode, the finale. And lo and behold, they need to squeeze everything they can into this final episode. They completely skip the intro, which is kind of disappointing. I wanted to listen to Jacka Jan again, or whatever it's called. Oh well. But here we are with episode 20, Maximum, or Zenkai. And I have to say, it's very clear from the get-go that the animation is on point. And we open up with a glorious punch from Super Saiyan 4 Goku to Goma's cheek. He has taken some punishment. So they have some opening exchanges, and all of this is so cool. It does seem like Goku has the upper hand at first, but it's a very even fight so far. And I love this shot of Goku powering up with his golden Super Saiyan-like aura. I'm pretty sure I remember GT Super Saiyan 4 did the same thing, but, you know, they could very easily have gone, like, a different direction since, you know, he's not golden-haired anymore. You know, they could have gone, like, white or red, but I love the golden aura. It just works so well. And then Goku lands another hard blow. It's like, how many goofy faces is Goma gonna make? Not just this episode, through the whole series. But unfortunately for Goku, as has been a theme throughout the entire fight with Third Eye Goma, is the Third Eye is keeping him regenerated, full of fitness, full of stamina, so it's technically always a losing fight. So it'll be... Obviously they've got... Well, I'll see how they deal with it. They've got a plan, don't they? And then Goma pulls off this really cool attack where he summons his magic staff and then just creates like loads of like magic balls or whatever. But it looks really cool. Speaking of cool shots though, here's a really cool shot of Goku powering up. Love it. So they exchange blows again. Again, very evenly matched here. And then this weird sequence happens where they kind of go into some rock, and the whole scenery is like really interesting and kind of almost like a drug trip. And Goma summons more of them magic balls, and then they shoot lasers at Goku, and it just looks really cool, like some artist trip or something. So it looks like Goku's really got the advantage now. He's really pummeling Goma, knocking him around, and just when he's on his hands and knees, he's struggling, we get the Third Eye regeneration again. So it's a bit hopeless, and they need to enact their plan fast. And speaking of really cool shots, here's another one of Goku powering up. Again, amazing. You can tell where all the love in Daima went. By the way, this little screen grab I got here, it's Goku powering up. It looks ridiculous. It's like consuming the entire battle arena. Amazing. But anyway, Goku starts charging a Kamehameha, and he's only charging it, and it already looks amazing, so I can't wait to see what happens when he unleashes it. I know I've already watched this, but I've completely forgotten some of these cool shots, so it's great to be able to watch them again. Speaking of great shots, Goma starts charging up a massive ball of energy, and it looks also amazing. And also the backdrop of Goku's glinting Kamehameha is great too. I'm going to be gushing so much throughout this episode. It's amazing. It's great to be watching it again. And again, another great shot. Beam Clash! Kamehameha versus whatever you call Goma's attack. But oh my goodness, look at that shot. It's so amazing. So amazing. But Goku's Kamehameha overwhelms Goma's attack, goes straight through it, and straight through Goma himself. And when I first watched this, I was like, oh my goodness, is this actually how it's going to end? Is this it? Can the Third Eye regenerate that? But this is so cool. This next sequence is so cool. So the Kamehameha doesn't stop at clashing against rock in the first demon world. It goes straight through to the second demon world. And then even further, it goes through to the third demon world with both Tamagamis watching it go. It's absolutely amazing. And it leaves like a waterfall coming through to the first demon world. Such a great sequence. And it's just a fantastic final shot as well of just Goma's silhouette with the Third Eye, and there's just the big gaping hole with the waterfall behind it. It's such a good choice, so well put together. So with Goma now reeling, Piccolo sees this as his opportunity to get, the free hit combo. He gets 2 hits in, but then Goma unfortunately recovers and bats Piccolo away. Their plan has failed. Or so it seems. So, unfortunately, the third eye starts healing the hole. Goma is back in action. And is all hope lost? So again, yet another great shot where the little pillar tower things of the arena, the third eye kind of sends energy, electricity, magic, whatever around them. It's sort of like a massive conduit, but that looks so cool. It looks amazing. Everyone is blasted away. Only Goku is able to sort of somewhat resist it. But then when all hope seems to be lost, Goma's recovered, he's healed, he's blown everyone away. Not what I saw coming. Ku finds himself directly behind Goma's head and smacks him 3 times with the book, successfully dislodging the third eye. The removal of the third eye instantly just destroys the battle arena in a cool little shot, and Goma just starts shrinking, and the third eye lands in front of Glorio, who just smushes it in kind of an unsatisfying, so ends the third eye. So they've won, and Goma is bound in some weird goop, I don't know, but he looks ridiculous again. Short, ridiculous, and, he's cottoned on to, never not actually being senile. And it looks like they're going to trap him in a jar. And guess what? Dagus is going in there as well. This shot of Dagus and Goma getting sucked into the jar looks a lot like the Mafaba. Kind of cool. So they're deciding to who's going to be the next Demon King now that Goma's dealt with. And according to Never, the one who defeats the previous Supreme Demon King is first in line, which they realize is Majin Ku, and he proudly accepts. He magically gets like Dabura's and Goma's white cloak. So he's now Supreme Demon King Majin Ku. Fantastic. Good for him. Good for him. So he basically goes about making his staff, I guess. He makes Arin's vice Supreme Demon King, second in charge, I guess, and then basically assigns everyone from the demon realm who helped out as part of his staff. Good selection process. So something Bulma was interested in from episode 1, she finally gets her Magilite, and a lot of it. Pansy swiped it all from Goma's warehouse. King Ku gives them a bunch of big cookies. I'd love one of those big cookies. They look amazing, and I'm surprised Do is happy to give them up. What's weird here is Vegeta states that Goku hid Super Saiyan 4 transformation from him, and it even gets named here finally. So it is officially Super Saiyan 4, and the only reason Goku wasn't using it is because he hadn't had time to train it, so he wasn't sure if it would work, apparently. But he knew about it. It was then never just brought it out of him, I guess. I also love here that Vegeta refuses to call his form Super Saiyan 3 because it's obviously the name Goku came up with, so he calls it Ultra Vegeta 1. And I didn't mention it before, but I love seeing Goku with the power pole, adult Goku with the power pole. You don't see it much because he basically, he didn't even use it at all in Dragon Ball Z, did he? He kind of abandoned it at the end of Dragon Ball. But you see it in the movies sometimes. There's also a lovely little moment between the Namekians where Never asks Dende if he'd like to stay, in the demon realm, but he refuses because he's got his duties as the Earth Guardian. But they will tell the other Namekians about Never and the Namekian home in the demon realm, so he could have some company. Good for him. And I don't know if this is going to be like some foreshadowing for the future of the Dragon Ball Super, like manga, anime, whatever. But Ku, says if things get hairy, come save us. Is that opening it up for like a return to the demon realm one day? Who knows? So that is where it ends. But we do get a silly little post-credit scene where they go get more revive bugs because they're running low on senzu beans, and then they look around and Pansy in the back finds a jar. What's in the jar? 2 more third eyes. there were 2 more third eyes all along. So hopefully that's not going to be a problem. It's probably just a little joke, you know. That nothing's going to come of that, I think. But I will close with my final thoughts of Dragon Ball Daima, and I will start off with what I alluded to in the video title, is I feel blue-balled. I was looking forward to Fusion ever since they mentioned the join bugs, so the fact that it was all just a red herring and it never happened. I thought we could have like a really amazing like Demon Realm version of Fusion, and it never happened. So disappointing, so disappointing. But overall, very fun, very fun. It's cool that they made Vegeta Super Saiyan 3 canon. It's cool that they brought Super Saiyan 4 into the canon. But speaking of canon, oh my god, the plot holes galore. And it's kind of like the best way to enjoy Daima is to ignore all the plot holes that they've just sort of unveiled. Like, why did Goku and Vegeta not use their new forms against Beerus? You know, they were up against it. Surely they got to use their their all, but they didn't. No one, obviously being a midquel, no one talks about the Demon Realm after this because it wasn't established at that point, so it's just a weird situation. Yeah, but I think realistically, you've just got to roll with it and ignore the plot holes and be like, okay, it's just a fun little experience. Because honestly, the best way for this whole Daima story to make sense is even if it's canon, that it doesn't actually follow the timeline of Super, because that's the only way it really makes sense at this point. But great, it's great. It's really fun. There was some really low points. Like, I really didn't like the Land of the Giants episode, and some of the pacing was really slow, but it had some really fun parts, and they really went hard on the final episode, so that was all very enjoyable. And you know what? It was great to finally cover a series from start to finish. Never done that since I got into doing manga and anime videos. So I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too. Until then, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.